I guess so, because it's his last game, 60 points. No one's ever done that before in their retirement game. I think 40-something was the record. So I guess this will have to be somewhere in the top 10. And, if you ask Kobe O'Shea, he's probably happy that they won the game. He's not even thinking about the 60.
Let me introduce O'Shea Jackson Jr., who is the star of Straight Outta Compton and one of our
Kobe
buddies
of
here
710.
That's right.
In Los Angeles, and actually on the MTV Awards the other night, the movie awards, right? When Straight Outta Compton won Best Picture, you gave Kobe a shout-out in your acceptance
dedicated
speech.
It to Kobe. He's been winning for me for so long. I decided to give him one. You know?
Well, he certainly deserved a big shout-out tonight. You're in the building.
Yeah.
This is your all-time favorite player. What's going through your mind as he approaches 60?
Oh, wow. Well, I was begging for 40. I was like, please get 40, please get 40. And then, when I saw Shaq was in the crowd, I was like, he's going for 50. And then when he hit 60, we were going ballistic. I lost my voice. We were so nervous. You would have thought it was Game 7. It was a great night. Electricity was in the air, and still shaking.
Yeah. He has a flair for the dramatic. He knew how special this night
Hollywood
was. He knew everybody was here to see him. They didn't even care about the score, even though they're happy the Lakers won. The score was irrelevant. He knew people were here to see him put on a show, and he recognized that in a hurry, and wasn't going to hesitate to do that today.
At all. And for it to be a comeback victory in the fourth quarter, how else should Kobe Bryant go out?
Yeah. What for people, especially listening from around the country, describe what Kobe Bryant has meant in this town for the last 20 years. For all intents and purposes, you've seen Kobe play your entire. I mean, how old a guy are you?
I'm 25.
25.
So just when I started paying attention to basketball, Kobe was here, and just his dedication and hard work fuels all of us who aren't even playing basketball, to pull that Kobe out of you and to go by all means to get the job done. And he's a hero. The statue should have been made by the night. The jersey should be hanging already. And he's just he's a piece of NBA history, but above all, a piece of Los Angeles history.
Yeah, and when you walked up to Staples Center tonight, all of Chickern Way was filled with Kobe. The sides of Staples Center, huge murals of Kobe. I mean, the entire season really has been building up to this night.
Definitely, as it should. I personally felt like the 8 and 24 on the court should have been here all year.
That's right. That's a good point.
It's a beautiful night, though. I'll take nothing from it, but we for sure had Chick and Dr. Buss watching tonight.
What's it going to feel like next year when Kobe's not here?
Oh, boring. No.
I think it's going to be exciting. Yeah, we're going to miss him. Hey, I still miss Magic Johnson. My goodness, he's been gone 20 years. We'll always miss the great ones. We still miss Michael Jordan. So we'll miss Kobe, but I'm really excited for the future of this franchise. They've got a young, good group of guys, and Nance, Russell, Randall, and Clarkson to build with. And then they've got 50-something million to spend on free agents. They've got a high draft pick, possibly number 1, 2, or 3. So the future of this franchise is very bright, and it starts tonight.
I love Michael Thompson's attitude. We need more of that around town.
We need more of Michael Thompson.
Yeah, what do we have to be? I mean, think about it. You got cap room to sign the solid free agents out there. Okay, we don't care if it's the guy from Oklahoma City. There's other guys you can sign. We possibly could get the number 1, 2, or 3 pick. You got a nice group of young players. Steve Mason, how could you not be excited for October?
Yeah, no, I am excited. I'm already, although I'm still in the afterglow of this.
For sure.
We can worry about free agency and ping pong balls.
Yeah, but in this business, if you're standing still, you're falling behind. So you got to keep looking forward.
Ended, Michael. The game just ended.
No.
So what? You got to start thinking about
Time to keep going.
Exactly. We got the draft coming up. We got workouts coming up. We got to make sure we draft the right guy. You always got to keep moving, baby. You got to keep up with those Warriors and Cleveland and Oklahoma and those guys.
Michael's got his general manager.
Yeah, I like that. Need more of that
already.
Exactly.
O'Shea, man, thanks for coming by.
Oh, wait,
I know
before
what
I
Kobe
go.
is. Oh, go ahead.
Before I go, let me get this off. Jalen Rose, you had something to say earlier. Charles Barkley, who's been telling me Kobe's been done for years and scored 2 points in his last game. Skip Bayless, the dudes who make the rankings over at ESPN. Even the director who decided to put Kobe on ESPN2.
Yeah, let's put the whole network on blast.
And, of course, Michael Smith. Eat that 60-piece, Mama Allen.
All right, there you go.
All right.
There is O'Shea Jackson Jr. Great seeing you, man.
I can't say any better than that.
He loves him some Kobe.
Yeah.
All right. Coming up, we will hear from Byron Scott. I wanted to ask you, though, Michael. You were around for Kareem's farewell tour. Mm-hmm. How did what happened with Kobe compare to what happened with Kareem?
There's no comparison. I mean, we obviously paid honor and tribute and recognition to Kareem like we were supposed to. But nowadays, when you have 24-hour coverage of the NBA on social media, tweeting, and Instagram, and
all
websites.
the stuff you're trying to learn to do eventually.
Exactly. All the bloggers. I'm still learning how to try to turn my computer on. I'm still trying to figure that out. And move. I don't know that little mousey thing you guys got. I don't know how to move that yet.
Little mousey thing. We've actually all moved past the mousey thing a little bit.
We're on a trackpad
now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I got to check on that. So because of this new technology you have, I mean, this is like comparing, I don't know, say a spotlight to the sun. When you look at the differences in the attention that it's drawn, the following that it had. Yeah, we all paid tribute to Kareem, but we went from arena to arena, and basically that night it was done. But with Kobe, I mean, you had build-up to Kobe coming to these different arenas, and when he was there, it was nothing but 24-hour coverage when he was there, so it doesn't compare at all. This is like walking into a dark room with Kareem, and all of a sudden the lights are on as bright as possible with Kobe. That's how different it was.
Everything multiplies exponentially, and everybody in the world was talking about this tonight. All right, it is time for tonight's defensive play of the game. It is brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's has something new that might surprise you. Breakfast bowls, one loaded with egg white, turkey sausage, kale, and spinach. Not that we're expecting anything better, right? Or try a scrambled egg and chorizo bowl, each for just $4.39. McDonald's, I'm loving it. Defensive play of the game. Hey, Kobe had the defensive game of the play night of the play of the game too.
Lyles dribbles to the top of the key, hands it to Hood. Hood to Hayward. Hayward fakes a three, dribbles into the paint, stripped by Kobe, out of bounds, off Hayward's knee. Give it to the Lakers. First turnover for Utah. The Lakers have had 2 possessions, 2 shots by Kobe, neither one good yet.
And, of course, when we think back on this night, Michael, I don't think we're going to remember that play.
No.
We just had to choose a defensive play of the game in a game where there wasn't a lot of defense.
No, definitely not. And we won't remember how he started the game 0 for 5. All of a sudden, he just...
What? I didn't even know he started the game 0 for 5.
You could tell. I think he was a little nervous, a little anxious, and then he sort of settled in, knocked down his first shot, then he just took off from there. But
you've seen him play so many times, Michael, in person. When did you know that he was going to start rolling? At what point did you say, oh, yeah, he's got it tonight?
As soon as he made his next couple shots. Once he got the 2 for 7, then you could just see him relax and just get back into a game. But he was a little anxious, a little nervous to start the game because so much was expected of him tonight to put on the kind of show that he did.
The line score tonight, he played over 42 minutes, which is a season high.
You know what? I'll give him tomorrow off. He can have tomorrow.
Take tomorrow off?
No practice for him tomorrow.
Take the next 20 off. Next 20 years tomorrow. He was 22 of 50, 6 3-pointers. In 21 attempts, he went to the free throw line 12 times and made 10. He finishes with 60 points. Kobe Bryant, 60 points in the finale of his 20-year career. We've got more coming back next on the State Farm Postgame Show. I'm Steve Mason along with Michael Thompson here on ESPN LA and the ESPN Radio Network. And we still have 30 seconds. I'm so bad at this.
Yeah, well, that's okay. I mean, how about the fans? You know, nobody wanted to leave. Nobody was going to leave. We knew that.
Oh,
but
no,
even after Kobe exited the building, the floor, people were still here, still milling around with their phones up, just taking pictures. Like nobody wanted to leave the building.
That's the other thing that's changed is everybody has got photographs
there you go,
of these moments. Right. Everybody has got them. They've got video. They've got photographs. We'll have for you a little bit later on parts of the emotional speech that Kobe Bryant gave after the game, surrounded by a lot of his teammates. We'll continue next. State Farm Postgame Show on ESPN LA 710 and the ESPN Radio Network.
Saying goodbye to number 24. Kobe Bryant, the recipient of the 2007-2008 NBA Most Valuable Player Award. I love you. Now let's get this party started.
The Los Angeles Lakers have captured their second straight world championship.
This one's by far the sweetest because it's against them and because it's the hardest one by far.
In the 20 years he's been with the Lakers, he gave every game the aura of anything can happen. We used to call it Kobeing the game.
Backs down Bell, a step back fade. He got it at the buzzer. And the Lakers will escape Milwaukee with a 1-point win. win.
Kobe Stern, Smith, same shot, same play, same result. Kobe Bryant, back-to-back fallaway jumpers.
Hi, this is Mario from San Diego. I want to say that my favorite Laker moment, especially Kobe Bryant's, was 2010, getting that fit.
Hey, it's Kobe Bryant, and you're listening to the home of the Lakers.
We are here to celebrate greatness for 20 years. Excellence for 20 years. Kobe Bryant has never cheated the game. He has never cheated us as the fans.
Kobe, this transformation
Phil Jackson
from your Black Mamba phase, killing everything in sight with one bite, has been remarkable. You've become the ambassador of basketball. Congratulations.
Kobe's second free throw good. He has 60. Rebound grab. Kobe's got it. Length of the court pass to Clarkson. Clarkson at the rim. Slam dunk. Game in the refrigerator. And the Lakers are going to win on Kobe's last night.
I think the most important part is that we all stayed together throughout. You know, I grew up a diehard Laker fan. What can I say? Mamba out.
The show. Max and Marcellus. ESPN Los Angeles. ESPN LA 710. Relive.
With the 13th pick in the 1996 NBA Draft, the Charlotte Hornets select Kobe Bryant.
You have to work hard and you have to approach the game with a serious mindset. There's a step up from high school, and I understand that. So therefore, every time I step on a basketball court, I'm going to put a strong effort out there on the floor.
Lakers also have the sensation out of high school, Kobe Bryant. He was acquired from the Charlotte Hornets.
And remember,
1 second hanging, fires and he takes it in. Just when you thought you'd seen it all from Kobe Bryant, he pulls that out of his bag of tricks. Kobe, 5 seconds, curling, hanging, shooting, and sticks it from the baseline. 1.9 seconds.
The greatness.
As a two-guard, Kobe Bryant is the best player of our generation. He's the Michael Jordan of our generation.
Of Kobe, Bean, Bryant.
And Jerry West saw the future, and the future was Kobe Bryant.
There it is, Kobe Bryant with 30,000 career points.
Kobe was one of those athletes at his best, where when you are watching him, you can't believe anyone could ever be better than him.
5 seconds to shoot. Kobe's three. Good!
He's the best. My favorite Kobe moment was when I was in 8th grade about 10 years ago. Kobe scored 81 points against the Raptors.
This would be 18 for 20 and an 81-point game.
All the way, throws it up and in, basket count. Kobe!
Jump shot, no good rebound. Kobe Bryant on a rebound. Kobe just got his 28th point of the ball game on a sore ankle.
Hey, it's Kobe Bryant.
Became his own man. He stopped caring less and less what people thought of him, image making and whatnot, and in doing so became more comfortable in his own skin, and in doing so found himself in a place where he was vastly more likable to people.
I love the game, but there's something about laying in the bed or sitting on the couch and watching a kids movie that's just much more enjoyable.
You're listening to the home of the Lakers. Saying goodbye to number 24.
Draymond Green.
His killer instinct, he's had that his entire career. That's what's made him special. Undoubtedly, he's the hardest working guy in the NBA. The home of the Lakers, home for the Mamba. ESPN LA 710.
Lakers basketball is a final, and now it's time for your chance to react.
Hi, it's Kobe Bryant.
Light it up, Southern California. This is the State Farm Postgame Show on your home for Lakers basketball. ESPN LA 710. Saying goodbye to the Mamba. Final edition for the season, and final edition yapping about number 24.
You should work in sports radio.
Tell Mace I'm taking his.
Yeah, well, I will. I'll let him know.
The State Farm Postgame Show. State Farm. We exist to assist. Now from Staples Center, here's Steve Mason and Michael Thompson.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the State Farm Postgame Show. I'm Steve Mason, along with Michael Thompson here on ESPN LA 710, and we welcome in our national audience on ESPN Radio. Kobe Bryant, 60 points in the final game of his legendary 20-year NBA career. And we should let you know that if you are excited about Kobe Bryant, wherever you are in America, and you want to hear some great day after this game coverage, make sure to look for ESPN LA 710 on the ESPN app. So it is time right now to hear from Byron Scott. Our post-game conversation with Byron Scott brought to you by Nexen Tire, providing high-quality tires with the best warranty in the business. Learn more about one of America's fastest-growing tire brands at NexenTireUSA.com. Here's Byron.
And as I told the guys just a minute ago, they just witnessed history, and I hope they, savor the moment. I hope they realize that, that man gave everything he had for 20 years, and he did it again tonight. And he was exhausted with 7 minutes left in the game, and I knew it, he knew it, but somehow, just his sheer will, his sheer determination, just the guts that he has, kind of put everybody on his back and carry the game and take it over is just amazing to me. It's mind-boggling.
B, let's face it, you called this whole 60-point performance, maybe not the 60, but about a week ago, asked you about the perfect finish for Kobe Bryant, and you said it was going to be a fadeaway to win the game. You were right there.
Well, it was close. It was close. I mean, he kind of nailed it with the free throws, but he obviously hit some big buckets to get us back in the game, then to get us the lead, and eventually get us the win.
Byron, I don't know if you can put it into words, but can you tell us what it means to have mentored Kobe as a teammate 100 years ago and then coach him now at the end?
It is hard to put into words. Like I said, we have a special relationship, special bond. This, player to player, coach to player, and just friend. And, these last 2 years obviously have been very tough, for both of us. We spent some sleepless nights texting each other, trying to keep each other from jumping off the ledge or for killing somebody else. And I tell you, I wouldn't trade it for nothing in the world, because I enjoyed every minute that I had a chance to spend with him these last 2 years, and just loved the way that he was able to go out. To me, this was a perfect finish.
Serena, go ahead.
Byron, obviously so many amazing things have happened tonight, but when you look back on this years down the road, what do you think the one thing is going to be that's always going to stick out to you in your mind about tonight?
I think for me, just coming towards the end of the game, just seeing how tired he was, but still able to muster up enough strength to knock down shots, 2 big free throws, but that's, to look at this game and as I walked off the court, me and Gary Vitti was talking, and I said, I'm not surprised. There's just nothing that he does, 60 points, it wasn't like a surprise. I knew he had it in him. And at the end of the third quarter, he looked at me, and, the idea was to take him out and bring him back, in the fourth quarter. And he said, let me go. I said, you got it. And it's special after that.
All right, there is Byron Scott and Michael Thompson. It's got to be an amazing feeling for Byron Scott, who was a teammate and is now a coach of Kobe Bryant. He's been a part of all 20 of Kobe Bryant's the years of his career, and he was really one of the reasons he was hired is because he's got a relationship with Kobe. What do you think tonight feels like for Byron?
I think Byron is excited about the future. Yeah, I'm sure he was thankful for the opportunity to coach Kobe, but he knows that Kobe was on his last legs when he took the job, and he's appreciative that he had a few years with him. But I think if I'm Byron Scott, I'm really looking forward to next season with this young team and what the Lakers are going to build around these young guys. And, he has some great moments with Kobe. It's a tough year, all the losing and everything. But he has such a close relationship with Kobe. I'm sure he enjoyed the opportunity to coach him for the last 2 or 3 years. But if I'm Byron, I'm looking and hoping that I'm going to be around to help to continue to coach this team and build this team back into a winner.
Now, you mentioned the future of the franchise. Of course, D'Angelo Russell, the number 2 pick in last year's draft. Julius Randle, number 7 from 2 years earlier. A couple of great second-round picks, and Larry Nance Jr. and Jordan Clarkson. What do you think these guys could have learned or have learned from Kobe?
how to work, how to be a competitor, and how to respect the game and make the most of your opportunity. Because when you're young in this league, you can easily get distracted, pulled 1,000 different ways because everybody's filling your head with a bunch of nonsense about how great you are and you don't need to work extra hard, man. You've made it. And, you can get distracted easily with all the outside influences out there. But Kobe was so focused. He taught these young fellas how to focus. This is your job. This is what you need to be committed to if you want to be successful and be a winner and, of course, make a lot of money. So I think them being around Kobe, they learn what professionalism is all about, and it's just not to come to the NBA and just because you're here you think you've made it and now it's time to party. No, this is a business, and you gotta have fun. I'm not saying not to have fun, but this is a business and you better treat it as such.
Nobody worked as hard as Kobe. Why do you think nobody's or so many guys have ignored that secret trick to being great in the NBA?
I think a lot of guys want to be great, a lot of them, but they don't want to put the work in to do it. They don't want to sacrifice to do it. Mace, when you're 22, 23 years of age, you're good looking, you're making $5, $6, $7 million a year, and everybody's your yes man around you, and they don't want to tell you no because they don't want you to cut them off or, be denied the gravy train. It's hard to lose perspective when think of us when we were 22, 23, and how easily we could be persuaded to, take the day off or let's go out and party all night long. And you got to have fun. I'm not saying you can't have fun in life, but you got to keep everything in perspective, keep everything in its proper place. And in this business, like I tell every young person, your body is your corporation. It is your building, and if you have that building, you're not going to trash it. If that's where your enterprise is, you're going to take care of that building and make sure it's beautiful, it's clean, so people can come in and want to do business. It's the same thing with your body. You got to keep it pure and keep it in shape because you got to take care of the structure. And that's how you got to talk to these young guys, that you are a corporation, your body is your office building, and you got to keep it clean and make sure no one's loitering around and trying to trash it up.
There's a quote I love. You are not who you are because of who you are. You are who you are because of what you do.
Exactly.
And, we've seen around the NBA players get sort of rudderless and lose their way and forget that they're here to do a job. They're here to be great basketball players, and that is the key to their success and more money and their future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. And too many guys, now the season's winding down, yeah, you take a week or two off just to relax and sort of recharge the battery, but you got to get right back to work, and that's what Kobe did so well for so many years, man. All summer long, he was in shape. He went out and did his drills. He did his workouts. He ate properly, took care of his body, and that's the message I think he's going to lead to these young men about how to take advantage of this opportunity and make the most of it.
Coming up next, we'll try to capture sort of the tonight and what it means in Los Angeles and what it means to Los Angeles sports fans. We'll play you. Very few players get to address the crowd after the final game of their career, after just a magnificent performance. So we'll bring you Kobe's speech coming up. I'm Steve Mason along with Michael Thompson. This is the State Farm Postgame Show on ESPN LA and the ESPN Radio Network.
We are here to celebrate greatness for 20 years. Excellence for 20 years. Kobe Bryant has never cheated the game. He has never cheated us as the fans.
Kobe, this transformation
Phil Jackson
from your Black Mamba phase, killing everything in sight with one bite, has been remarkable. You become the ambassador of basketball. Congratulations.
Kobe's second free throw good. He has 60. Rebound grab. Kobe's got it. Length of the court pass to Clarkson. Clarkson at the rim. Slam dunk. Game in the refrigerator. And the Lakers are going to win on Kobe's last night.
I think the most important part is that we all stayed together throughout. I grew up a diehard Laker fan. What can I say? Mamba out.
Relive.
With the 13th pick in the 1996 NBA Draft, the Charlotte Hornets select Kobe Bryant.
You have to work hard. You have to approach the game with a serious mindset. There's a step up from high school, and I understand that. So therefore, every time I step on a basketball court, I'm going to put a strong effort out there on the floor.
Lakers also have the sensation out of high school, Kobe Bryant. He was acquired from the Charlotte Hornets.
And remember,
1 second, hanging, fires, and he takes it in! Just when you thought you'd seen it all from Kobe Bryant, he pulls that out of his bag of tricks. Kobe, 5 seconds, curling, hanging, shooting, and sticks it from the baseline. 1.9 seconds.
the greatness.
As a two-guard, Kobe Bryant is the best player of our generation. He's the Michael Jordan of our generation.
Of Kobe Bean Bryant.
And Jerry West saw the future, and the future was Kobe Bryant.
There it is, Kobe Bryant with 30,000 career points.
Kobe was one of those athletes at his best, where when you are watching him, you can't believe anyone could ever be better than him.
5 seconds to shoot. Kobe's three. Good!
He's the best. My favorite Kobe moment was when I was in 8th grade about 10 years ago. Kobe scored 81 points against the Raptors.
This would be 18 for 20. 81-point game.
All the way, throws it up and in, basket count. Kobe! Jump shot, no good rebound. Kobe Bryant on a rebound. Kobe just got his 28th point of the ball game on a sore ankle.
Hey, it's Kobe Bryant.
He became his own man. He stopped caring less and less what people thought of him, image making and whatnot, and in doing so became more comfortable in his own skin, and in doing so found himself in a place where he was vastly more likable to people.
I love the game, but there's something about laying in the bed or sitting on the couch and watching a kids movie that's just much more enjoyable. You're listening to the home of the Lakers. Saying goodbye to number 24.
Draymond Green.
Just killer instinct. He's had that his entire career, and that's what's made him special. Undoubtedly, he's the hardest working guy in the NBA. The home of the Lakers, home for the Mamba. ESPN LA 710.
This is ESPN LA 710. Recapping everything from our purple and gold battle. You're listening to the State Farm Postgame Show. State Farm, we exist to assist. Saying goodbye to the Mamba. Final edition for the season. And final edition yapping about number 24. Once again from Staples Center, here's Steve Mason and Michael Thompson.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the State Farm Postgame Show. I'll tell you, when we started this night, there is no way we could have imagined that Kobe Bryant would score 60 points in the final game of his career. 20 legendary years. If you were in Los Angeles today and you came downtown to come to the game, first of all, you ran into traffic. No surprise. It took people a long time to get here. It took people, it was very difficult to even find a parking spot. As you approach Staples Center, LA Live, you saw rainbows of purple and gold balloons. You saw shooting contests. You saw a gigantic Kobe Bryant cutout standing probably 20 feet high in the middle of Chick Hearn Way. You saw murals of Kobe Bryant on the side of Staples Center. I mean, this whole night was a tribute to Kobe Bryant. And, you know, Michael, there was some criticism of the Lakers when they gave Kobe Bryant that 2-year, $50 million contract, which included a $24 million salary this year. And tonight is the night that it all really paid off.
Oh, it paid off long before that, even when he was hurt. The Kobe merchandise they were selling around the world, not just here in L.A. People need to travel around the world and see what the Laker brand, how many people it touches and how many countries it's in. It's just unbelievable. So it was good. It was a good business move to sign Kobe. Believe me, they made their money back tenfold after giving Kobe that 2-year extension.
You know, I talked to Jeannie Buss earlier tonight, the governor, the co-owner of the Lakers, and she described tonight as like an NBA Woodstock, with folks descending here from all over the place, former players, gigantic super fans like Jack Nicholson and Andy Garcia. What do you think of that? Woodstock for the NBA.
That's a good comparison.
Especially
also,
given that her fiance is Phil Jackson. I imagine he was maybe at Woodstock.
Yeah, it probably was out there in the mud, rolling around, listening to Jimi Hendrix and everybody else, Janis Joplin. But you know, it was also like Academy Awards. The only thing that was missing, should have been a red carpet out there for all of the celebrities and all the
purple and gold
legends.
Carpet.
Yeah, purple and gold carpet. And they could have had the interviewing people as they were coming in. That's the only thing that was missing, because it did feel like the Academy Awards here tonight, with so many stars showing up and so many people just wanted to be around so they can take pictures and everything.
Now, Michael, I did not consult with you on this decision, but I hope I'm not overstepping my bounds. I am officially going to name Kobe Bryant the player of the game. In my opinion, he is the player of the game.
That's a tough decision. So many other candidates out there.
Would you have considered anybody else?
Well, I was looking at Marcelo Huertas. He had 2 points and four very key assists.
I'm not sure that Marcelo Huertas was the player of any game this year.
Oh, okay. Well, what about I'm looking at Roy Hibbert. You can't forget about the big man.
Hibbert probably playing. I would imagine playing his final game as a Laker.
4.6 rebounds and 21 minutes of play. Man, those were crucial.
Affectionately nicknamed Slow Roy around these parts. Our player of the game brought to you by Fantasy Springs Resort and Casino, located in the beautiful Palm Springs area, offering all you need for a fun-filled getaway or complete destination vacation. Whether your fantasy includes luxury hotel rooms, exciting Vegas-style gambling options, fabulous dining, world-class entertainment, golf, or poolside lounging, you'll find it at Fantasy Springs Resort and Casino. So tonight, just before the confetti and the balloons fell, Kobe Bryant addressed the crowd here at State.
Hey, guys, it's I can't believe how fast 20 years went by. I mean, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. And, to be standing here at center court with you guys, my teammates behind me, and appreciating all this, the journey that we've been on. We've been through our ups and been through our downs. And I think the most important part is that we all stayed together throughout. I grew up a diehard Laker fan. Die-hard. I mean, I knew everything about every player that's ever played here. So to be drafted and then traded to this organization and to spend 20 years here, I mean, you can't write something better than this. And I'm more proud of the fact that not about the championships, but about the down years, because we didn't run. We didn't run. We played through all that stuff, and we got our championships, and we did it the right way. And all I can do here is just thank you guys. Thank you guys for all the years of support. Thank you guys for all the motivation. Thank you for all the inspiration. And, what's funny, the thing that had me cracking up all night long was the fact that I go through 20 years of everybody screaming to pass the ball. Then the last night, they're like, don't pass it. This has been absolutely beautiful, you guys. I can't believe it's come to an end. You guys will always be in my heart. And I sincerely appreciate it. No words can describe how I feel about you guys. And thank you from the bottom of my heart. God, I love you guys. And I love you guys. And my family, my wife Vanessa, our daughters Natalia and Gianna, thank you guys for all your sacrifice. For all the hours I spent in the gym working and training. And Vanessa, you holding down the family the way that you have. I can't, there's no way that I can thank you enough for that. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And what can I say? Mamba out.
There he is, Mamba out. The black Mamba there. It's funny, Michael. The record will show that Kobe Bryant's, the final statistic of his career is an assist. It was that baseball pass all the way down the floor. Scored 60 points, and his final play was, I would say, fairly ironically, an assist.
But Kobe always used to lead this team in assists in his prime. He got 5 or 6 assists a game, and that would lead the Lakers. Yeah, he shot a lot. And people, I got so sick of that too. Kobe shot the ball too. Well, what do you think Michael Jordan did? What do you think all the great scorers did back in their prime? They all shot the ball 20 to 30 times a game. I mean, you can't score 34, 35 points, 30 points a game without taking 20 or more shots. So they get off of Kobe's back. He's not the only scorer who put up a lot of points, a lot of field goals.
Took a lot of shots. Yeah, he was 22 of 50 tonight. 22 of 50.
Right. We expect
you ever heard of anybody taking 50 shots in an NBA game? That may be an all-time record.
That might be, because I remember when Wilt scored 100, I think he took 48 field goal attempts that night. I believe that's all he took, I believe. And somebody will look it up. But I don't ever remember Wilt shooting 50 times.
Yeah, no, that's a lot of shots. One of the things about Kobe Bryant is that he sort of thrived, and his the big Nike commercial with all the people singing kind of emphasized that the world has a love-hate relationship with Kobe Bryant, and that's the polarizing nature of him is one of the things that made him a superstar. What do you make of that?
I don't think they hated Kobe Bryant. That's a sign of respect. They feared him. He made them sad because he beat them so many times. Hate. Did you hate somebody when you can't beat them or when they're better than you? I think it's more jealousy and envy, wishing that he was on their team. That's why they thought it was hate, but it was more envy.
Yeah, I think you're right. But even in Los Angeles, there was a time when we could turn on sports talk radio. John Ireland and I could do sports talk radio, and we would say, Kobe, Shaq, and give out the phone number, and people would just call in. That dynamic was especially interesting in Kobe Bryant's career. He is always going to be linked to two big men, Shaquille O'Neal, and then later on, Pau Gasol. One thing we haven't mentioned, the Lakers do win their final game of the season in a season that has been very, very short on victories. It is win number 17. They finished with a 17-65 record, but memorably tonight, 60 points for Kobe Bryant. This is the State Farm postgame show. Steve Mason, Michael Thompson here on ESPN Radio.
We are here to celebrate greatness for 20 years. Excellence for 20 years. Kobe Bryant has never cheated the game. He has never cheated us as the fans.
Kobe, this transformation
Phil Jackson.
From your Black Mamba phase, killing everything in sight with one bite, has been remarkable. You become the ambassador of basketball. Congratulations.
Kobe's second free throw good. He has 60. Rebound grab. Kobe's got it. Length of the court pass to Clarkson. Clarkson at the rim. Slam dunk. Game in the refrigerator. And the Lakers are going to win on Kobe's last night.
I think the most important part is that we all stayed together throughout. I grew up a diehard Laker fan. What can I say? Mamba out.
Tonight, the end of Mamba Mode.
As a player, I really appreciate how he maximized potential. He literally committed everything he had to this game and inspires a lot of us to do the same.
Hey, it's Kobe Bryant.
Winging it low, ducks around a baseline, takes flight and dumps it in.
Join us as we celebrate the end of an era.
Kobe jab step. Two-pointer over. He's a foul and a bucket. Kobe Bryant.
You're listening to the home of the Lakers.
ESPN LA 710. Love you, Kobe.
Relive.
With the 13th pick in the 1996 NBA Draft, the Charlotte Hornets select Kobe Bryant.
You have to work hard and you have to approach the game with a serious mindset. There's a step up from high school, and I understand that. So therefore, every time I step on a basketball court, I'm going to put a strong effort out there on the floor.
Lakers also have the sensation out of high school, Kobe Bryant. He was acquired from the Charlotte Hornets.
And remember,
1 second, hanging, fires, and he takes it in! Just when you thought you'd seen it all from Kobe Bryant, he pulls that out of his bag of tricks. Kobe, 5 seconds, curling, hanging, shooting, and sticks it from the baseline. 1.9 seconds.
The greatness.
As a two-guard, Kobe Bryant is the best player of our generation. He's the Michael Jordan of our generation.
Of Kobe, Bean, Bryant.
And Jerry West saw the future, and the future was Kobe Bryant.
There it is. Kobe Bryant with 30,000 career points.
Kobe was one of those athletes at his best, where when you are watching him, you can't believe anyone could ever be better than him.
5 seconds to shoot. Kobe's three.
He's the best. My favorite Kobe moment was when I was in 8th grade about 10 years ago. Kobe scored 81 points against the Raptors.
This was the 18 for 20 and an 81-point game.
All the way, throws it up and in, basket count. Kobe jump Jump shot, no good. Rebound. Kobe Bryant on a rebound. Kobe just got his 28th point of the ball game on a sore ankle.
Hey, it's Kobe Bryant.
He became his own man. He stopped caring less and less what people thought of him, image making and whatnot, and in doing so became more comfortable in his own skin, and in doing so found himself in a place where he was vastly more likable to people.
I love the game, but there's something about laying in the bed or sitting on the couch and watching a kids movie that's just much more enjoyable.
You're listening to the home of the Lakers.
Paul George saying goodbye to number 24.
It's a great opportunity to, play against my idol on my floor for the last time. I definitely enjoyed it.
Hey, it's Kobe Bryant, and you're listening to the home of the Lakers. ESPN LA 710.
This is ESPN LA 710. Recapping everything from our purple and gold's battle. You're listening to the State Farm Postgame Show. State Farm, we exist to assist. Saying goodbye to the Mamba. Final edition for the season. And final edition yapping about number 24. Once again from Staples Center, here's Steve Mason and Michael Thompson.
And welcome back to the State Farm Postgame Show. I'm Steve Mason along with Michael Thompson. The Lakers beat the Jazz tonight, 101-96, but that is by no means the headline. Kobe Bryant, 60 points on 22 of 50 from the field. He finishes his career, his 20-year career, with a point total more than any player has ever scored in their final game. And it's time right now for the drive of the game, brought to you by Subaru Santa Monica. Stop by Subaru Santa Monica today and experience the new one-price policy. Learn more about it at SubaruSantaMonica.com and LA Car Guide dealership. Here's the drive of the game.
Hayward dribbles left, down the middle, stripped. Grabbed by Randall. Randall gives it to Kobe. 1 point away from 50. Kobe dribbles right, down the middle, all the way, powers up. 50! Kobe has 51 points as he lays it up and in. Are you kidding me? 51 points on the last night of your NBA career? Who does this?
There it is, drive of the game, an incredible performance for Kobe Bryant tonight, one really for the ages, and this building, Staples Center, now quiet. They're sweeping up the confetti and gathering up the balloons. I can see on the local television post game on Time Warner, both Big Shot Bob, Robert Horry, and James Worthy are down there. You know, I talked, Michael, to Stu Lance, longtime broadcaster, friend of yours, friend of ours, and I asked him, what is the moment that you remember from Kobe Bryant's career? What sticks out for you? And I think because it was so confounding, it was those air balls in that Utah playoff game years and years ago. And then I talked to Kobe Bryant about that those same shots, and he said it was strange to him because he felt like the shots were going in.
Right.
But it also feels like that sort of he learned something valuable from that experience.
Was he 18 years of age?
18 years old, exactly.
I could remember that. Only Stu would remember that. It was such a negative thing, but he knew that wasn't going to damage Kobe or ruin his psyche. He had that steely toughness about him, and you could just tell he had a work ethic. He wanted to be great, and if anything, he was going to come back and prove to people that was a fluke. So it's strange how that's the one thing or the main thing that Stu Lance remembers. But I remember, the Boston game, Game 7. To me, that was like the crowning jewel on his career when he was able to beat the Celtics and get that 5th ring. We thought he might get another ring or two, but another ring at least, but that never came true. But that cemented his career when he was able to beat the Celtics here at Staples Center.
Yep, we were sitting right here in 2010 as they beat the Celtics in Game 7, a dramatic Game 7. All right, right now let's dip into some of Kobe Bryant's post-game press conference.
A little bit of nerves, and once the game got going a little bit, and then I was able to settle down. Thank you.
Kobe over here. You've talked about storytelling a lot this year and what you're going to do. Is this the perfect ending for your story? And how do you encapsulate this season and tonight?
Well, I mean, the perfect ending would have been a championship. That's perfect ending to me. But tonight was, trying to go out, playing hard, and try to put on a show as much as I possibly could. And it felt good to be able to do that one last time.
Kobe,
wanted to ask you two questions. First of all, would you accept a script like this for your new story company? Would you accept or reject a script like this?
Yeah, after debates in the story room of why winning the championship is not in the question, then yes, I would have accepted this one.
But my serious question is, what does it mean to you? We know what a competitor you are. We've talked about that for 20 years. We've seen that in you. When you come through with a performance like this, which is what you wanted to do, what does it mean to you to be able to call on the abilities that you have to come through and look like your old self to some degree?
Honestly, I can't believe this actually happened, to be honest with you. Like, it's kind of crazy to me. Like, I still don't, it's hard to believe that it happened this way. It really is. Like, I'm still in shock about it. And just, the outpouring of support all night long, and my, former teammates and the fans and my family. And it was just, it's unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Like, I'm still in shock about it. And I think now I'll allow myself to go back and read a lot of the things and watch some of the commentary and the videos and just kind of take it all in,
Kobe, un gran final para una gran carrera.
Gracias.
¿Cómo te sientes? 60 puntos. Terminas en el pináculo de tu carrera con 60 puntos.
No, me siento muy bien, muy feliz, ¿no?
When you want to translate that, Dave?
There you go. I was going to, but I think we're short on time. I was going to translate the entire thing. That's one of the reasons why Kobe worldwide is such an amazing figure and such an amazing brand. Fluent in multiple languages.
Spanish, Italian, and English.
His footprint in China, if you go onto their social media site, which is called Weibo, Weibo, Kobe Bryant has 400 million followers.
Really? Wow. That's more than the population of the United States.
Yeah, it is. It is. Well, China, they, a much larger country, but Kobe Bryant is an enormous figure in China.
Oh, yeah.
You went to China with the Lakers and Kobe Bryant. Talk about the reaction he got there.
Oh, it's not America's the affection for Kobe in America doesn't compare to what the reception he receives in China. It's kind of scary because the Chinese people, the fans over there, don't know how to control their reactions or their actions when they see Kobe. He'll get stampeded. They just rush forward, and the security has to fight to hold him back. People start crying when they see him. Young girls start crying when they see him. They get so emotionally overcome with it, and he really can't go anywhere over there without some serious security. Not that they want to do him harm, just that they will hurt him accidentally because they'll just rush him so fast.
And when you talk about stardom here in Los Angeles, this is a city of stars, and it is a town that loves sports, loves the Lakers, loves the Dodgers. Kobe's the biggest sports figure in Los Angeles. He has been the biggest star in sports for many years now. There's really nobody to replace him, nobody of that magnitude. I mean, Mike Trout's a wonderful ball player. Clayton Kershaw, great pitcher. The Clippers, not especially beloved in Los Angeles. Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, great players. But we don't really have somebody to replace Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, you wonder now who's going to be the next one. Are they going to sign some superstar free agent to come in here the way they did with Shaq, or are they going to draft the next guy they draft? Will he eventually turn into a Kobe Bryant type star? So we're going to have to wait a while to see the next Laker legendary player that's going to appear on the scene. It seemed like every decade the Lakers have had one in their existence here in L.A., and now in the foreseeable future, there's nobody on the roster like that. It's going to look like they could be the next Kobe Bryant as far as legendary stature, and we'll have to wait and see now if they will draft one or possibly sign one here real soon.
Yeah, and I think that in the meantime, there's just going to be kind of an empty space for Laker fans, for sports fans in general.
Yeah, what they're going to have to do is the Lakers are going to have to excite the masses, the basketball fans, with an exciting young team. Not one superstar, but a team that looks like it's going to win and be a playoff contender with young and good players.
Although potentially, it's not impossible. 20% chance of having the number one pick in the NBA draft, which could mean a player like Brandon Ingram or Ben Simmons, probably more likely. That's the kind of thing that can ignite the fan base again, too.
They get that number one pick. Believe me, Laker fans are going to be pumped up, and they'll feel like the next one is on its way.
And the NBA is a much better place when the Lakers are good. and certainly here in Los Angeles. We hope that's going to be soon. Kobe Bryant, nobody to really pass the torch to at this moment. And as Michael says, we're all hoping the next guy comes along. All right, coming back next, I want to ask you about the 3 most important basketball figures in Kobe's career and his success. All right, I'm Steve Mason along with Michael Thompson. This is the State Farm Postgame Show on ESPN LA 710 and the ESPN Radio Network.
Goodbye to number 24,
Draymond Green.
This killer instinct, he's had that his entire career, and it's what's made him special. Undoubtedly, he's the hardest working guy in the NBA.
The home of the Lakers, home for the Mamba. ESPN LA 710.
Recapping everything from our purple and gold battle. You're listening to the State Farm Postgame Show. State Farm, we exist to assist. Saying goodbye to the Mamba. Final edition for the season. And final edition yapping about number 24. Once again from Staples Center, here's Steve Mason and Michael Thompson.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the State Farm Postgame Show. I'm Steve Mason along with Michael Thompson. We were talking about biggest stars in Los Angeles, and a couple of names that we weren't thinking of who could be the next generation of stars. Corey Seager of the Los Angeles Dodgers, all of 21 years old. And
he's going to have to win a triple crown to be able to and win a few North American Series rings to match what Kobe's doing.
And the other that we weren't thinking about, new Los Angeles Rams star running back Todd Gurley, who's got a chance to lead the league in rushing next year. He's got to get 2,000 yards,
Yep,
totally.
And win some Super Bowls.
But nobody will fully replace the stardom, the bright superstar nature of Kobe Bryant, who scores 60 points in the final game of his NBA career, 20 years. Michael, I want to go back 20 years ago. Jerry West, the general manager of the Los Angeles Lakers, a Laker legend as a player as well, traded Vlade Divac to the Charlotte Hornets at that point for an 18-year-old kid that virtually nobody had heard of. Jerry West is inextricably linked to Kobe Bryant and his legacy here in Los Angeles. Talk about Jerry West.
Jerry West, to me, is the greatest sports executive, maybe in the history of team sports in America. The way he built and rebuilt and continued to build and keep the Lakers on top, and his eye for talent. And now he's done that up in Golden State by building that franchise up there into a possible dynasty.
Shout out for your son Clay, Michael Thompson's son Clay. You may have heard is one of the best guards in the NBA, and they set the all-time record for most wins in a single season tonight.
73 wins. Records are meant to be broken, but boy, I don't know who's going to get to 74. To be 74-8, I guess if 73 is doable, I guess maybe 74. Maybe the Royals will do it again next year. But Jerry West and what he's meant to Kobe and how he, had that belief in Kobe as a 17-year-old coming out of high school when it wasn't fashionable to draft a 17-year-old wing player. Big guys like Moses Malone and Darryl Dawkins and Kevin Garnett were drafted out of high school, but Kobe was the first wing player drafted out of high school, so everybody thought that the Lakers were really reaching with that draft pick. But Jerry West saw something in him, and immediately, and like I said, he is the best judge of talent this league has ever seen.
An extraordinary golden gut Jerry West has got. So that's one significant NBA sort of figure for Kobe Bryant. The next one that comes along, I think, is Shaquille O'Neal, who was the guy who helped Kobe, or Kobe helped Shaq, to 3 NBA championships. They had a very up and down relationship. You've been with the team the entire time. Sort of describe that Kobe-Shaq dynamic.
Makes me mad when I think about it, because to me, I felt like they left 3 or 4 championships on the table. If they would have just gotten along business-wise, you don't have to be buddies and go out to dinner and sing Kumbaya over a glass of Kool-Aid or something like that. But they just recognized that, hey, we got something special here going, and if we just stay together and just collaborate and work together, we could win. We could do what Michael Jordan did, win 6 championships. Possibly do what Bill Russell and Casey Jones did and Bob Cousy, win 8 championships. And I always thought they left a lot on the table because they could not see eye to eye professionally, not personally. Nobody cares about personally, but they didn't understand what the special stuff they had in the palm of their hands, and they just sort to me frittered it away way too soon. Now, Shaq always says, we didn't waste anything. We got 3 out of 4 championships in 3 out of 4 years. but it could have been 6 out of 7 years if they just would say, you know what, let's put our differences aside for the sake of winning, and we don't have to hang out and go to dinner afterwards. But, I mean, look at the Bulls. Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan didn't hang out together, but they figured, hey, we got something special there, so we're going to stay together and win as many championships as we can.
This town invariably kind of split during that era between Kobe and Shaq. It was weird. You were either a Kobe guy or you were a Shaq guy. And I think that's where sort of the polarizing nature of Kobe began, at least here in Los Angeles.
You know, and somebody should have one of those. Either Shaq, I kind of put it on Kobe. Kobe just said, okay, the big fella needs, a lot of cajoling.
Needs to eat.
Cajoling and coaxing.
Yeah.
So Kobe should say, you know what, I need that big man, to win all these championships. So I'm going to placate him. I'm going to just, encourage him and pump him up and say, yeah, big fella, let's go, man. I need you. That's what Kobe should have been doing, I think, instead of, say, battling with Shaq, butting heads with him about whose team it is.
And at that point, Dr. Buss needed to make a choice. There was a moment there where Kobe, we talked to him last week, and Kobe said there was a moment there where he seriously considered going to the Clippers.
Oh, I can't believe that. Really?
Isn't that amazing? Yeah, he told us that last week.
I know he did. They said that he was serious about it, but I cannot imagine.
Tonight, Mark Cuban did an interview. He said he felt like he had a deal done for Kobe at one point, and this was when Kobe went through that trough with this franchise,
right,
in the middle of the 2000s, and then Mitch Kupchak pulled the ultimate rabbit out of his hat with Pau Gasol, which led to the other 2 championships of Kobe's career. And Pau is a completely different sort of player than Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, and don't forget, Powell definitely came in and helped change the fortunes of the Lakers. But don't forget about the emergence of Andrew Bynum. Bynum was huge, People forget about him because he was only there for a short time. But as a youngster straight out of high school, he developed into an all-star center for the Lakers, and he was an integral part of their success when Kobe and Powell winning championships. When they had Powell and Bynum and Lamar up front, that was an imposing front line. That was a great front line. So don't forget about the drafting of Andrew Bynum. That was huge for this Lakers team.
And Kobe pushed Pau Gasol very hard. At one point he said Powell should put on his big boy pants. At another time he said, he wants him to be more black swan than white swan. Kobe was really pushed Powell, and I think that's one of the reasons why the team did win those 2 championships.
Oh, no question about it, man. They really worked well together, and Powell's a really easygoing guy, and obviously Kobe was always the bad cop, good cop kind of guy. So with Powell, Powell was more finesse, where Kobe was right in your face, but it definitely worked together for 2 great championships.
There were definitely 2 people that were part of those 5 championships. One was Kobe Bryant, and the other was Phil Jackson.
That's right. Oh, yeah.
Phil seemed to have a relationship with Kobe that was very, very different than any other coach that he could have played for.
Kind of like a professorial. Is that a word? I think it is.
Yeah, it is.
And the way he was, allowed Kobe to make his own decisions on the court, but was, just a very quiet and confident teacher, and no screaming and yelling. But he came in with 6 rings already from the Chicago Bulls. So when he spoke to Kobe had to respect what he was saying, understood that he knew what he was doing and what it took to win. So that he came in there with that resume. And even though Kobe is his own man and he has a lot of basketball IQ, he knew that when Phil Jackson said something, that it was a gospel.
And we laugh a little bit about Phil Jackson and his the Zen master.
Yeah. Incense in the locker room and everything. But hey, 11 championships, it worked.
And Kobe did learn to meditate, and Kobe has talked about how important meditation has been to him throughout his career. He's also, I saw a reference to Jonathan Livingston Seagull today. I saw a reference to Paulo Coelho, the alchemist. And you know that these were Phil Jackson recommendations or things that Phil asked Kobe to look into. And I think the one reason I think he connected with Phil to the degree that he did is that they're both intellectuals.
Yeah.
Kobe, Phil's obviously an intellectual. Kobe is a very intellectual guy, probably the smartest athlete that I've covered in 25 years in Los Angeles.
Yeah, he reminds me of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, guys whose knowledge was way beyond the basketball court. You could talk to him about any subject, and he was knows what's going on in the world. Very opinionated, very well educated. So yeah, he's that type of guy. And you're right. And guys like Kobe prefer to sit down and talk about things other than basketball, and he could do that with Phil Jackson.
And, of course, now Kobe Bryant moves on to the next chapter of his life.
What time do you think he'll go to sleep tonight? He's got to go and rewatch this game.
I would have a really hard time sleeping. By the way, what's he going to feel like tomorrow?
Well, we asked him that. So what are you going to do tomorrow? Mike Trudell asked him that. Lakers sideline reporter says, well, I'll get up and I'll work out. He says he's going to get up and work out tomorrow. I cannot believe after tonight he's going to get up and work out.
Give yourself a break,
Yeah,
dude.
that's what Trudell said. Can he take a couple of days off? He says, no, he doesn't want to get out of his routine. So he's going to get up tomorrow, work out, and then spend the afternoon with his beautiful wife and kids, and maybe that'll be a few hours to relax then.
He's founded a company called Kobe Inc. He says he wants to tell stories with that company.
You know, if he needs a narrator, he can call you, Steve Mason.
I would love to do that. I am of the belief he's gone around. He's met with people like Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, and Ariana Huffington, the publisher of the Huffington Post.
Those people call him back?
Yes, they do. He hangs with them, and I think he has a chance to have an incredible post-basketball career.
You know, I'm going to be in the Bay Area watching the World. I'm going to call Tim Cook and say, hey,
You
Tim,
should.
I need to
Tim.
come have a meeting with you.
It's me, Mike. Michael, great hanging out with you. Really appreciate it. So, big night. 60 points for Kobe Bryant. Final game of his career for Michael Thompson and Kobe. I'm Steve Mason. This has been the State Farm Postgame Show on ESPN LA and the ESPN Radio Network.
Saying goodbye to number 24.
Steph Curry.
I think he inspired my leadership qualities more than the actual game, just the way that he came out every day with that competitiveness, that fire. It was all about winning. That was what he wanted to do, and he obviously won a lot.
Hey, it's Kobe Bryant.
Changed the game and inspired an entire generation to go out there and try to be your best. So he demanded greatness, was very open about that.
You've been the home for the Mamba, the home of the Lakers, ESPN LA 710.